Good morning, Spiritual Life Center. Welcome to the SLC Sunday Experience. We have a wonderful experience to share today. You are in the right place at the right time, and your soul is welcome here.
That's right, just where you're meant to be, whether you're live streaming or here in person. Let's sing about how everyone is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. In the right place, I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh my soul is welcome here. Oh my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Reverend James is giving the talk, and Reverend Janée is doing the meditation. You guys are in for a treat. I'm in the right place at the right time, right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. My soul is welcome. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Everybody's welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. I'm getting the message. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. Come on, put your hands up. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, it's welcome here.
Well, good morning, Reverend Deborah and everyone. Our souls are welcome here.
Good morning, Reverend James. It's great to be up here with you today. And we greet you in the name of all that is good, all that is sacred, and all that is holy, and in the warm and loving energy of this community, Spiritual Life Center. Spiritual Life Center honors all people worshiping in temples, mosques, churches, stone circles, and of course the beautiful temples of nature, because we know that there is no space that God does not grace. And if you're with us for the very first time today, whether you're here with us in person or watching us online, we especially want to welcome you, because we know that you are not here by accident. We know that every single one of us is here by
Divine appointment.
And we're always so very grateful and happy to get together on Sundays. And of course, that joy extends to you silencing your electronic devices. And please refrain from flash photography during the service.
Well, we created a clearing to connect with this presence. So let us connect with it now as we know that we live and move and have our very beingness in this presence we call God, but it's known by many different names. And it contains every single quality that we could ever hope for, want, or desire. First and foremost, divine love itself. And all of the offsprings of this loving presence, including peace and joy and health and wholeness and vitality and vigor, everything that is good and perfect. And because we come from this presence, we have all the qualities within us. So our charge is to bring forth all of these qualities and radiate them in our life and in our world. And as we do, we anchor on earth the possibilities of the Spirit, the possibilities of all human beings to fulfill why they are here and to carry out their purpose. And as we do, individually and collectively, we begin to see ourselves when we are at our highest and our best. For this and so much more, we're grateful and thankful as we go forth, multiplying and amplifying the all good. So it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Well, we have a very important mission here and purpose at Spiritual Life Center. And I invite you to join in as we affirm our mission statement together. To transform lives, to make a positive difference in the world, as we love, serve, and remember. And we carry out that mission as we embody and fulfill these 5 universal principles to the very best of our ability. Again, let's speak them aloud together. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God, and we must take action.
And we have been having a wonderful, wonderful time with Reverend James in his Keys to Healing, Well-Being, and Your Personal Evolution class. And each one has been the standalone of what you do in this week, sir.
Okay, well, we started out by looking about the quantum field, about all the possibilities that are available for us. We looked at our own self-worth to see what we need to do to expand that, knowing that we can never go beyond how we see ourselves. And then last week we talked about what gets in our way. And this week we're going to talk about how we can begin to create the vision that we really have in our hearts.
Oh, that's really exciting. And it's a great class. If you haven't come to the other ones, you can still come to this one. And the community meal is at 6, and the program starts at 7. And then on August 14th, that means we've got birthday bash, and then August 14th, Patrick Furlong is going to be doing a conscious aging class called Awakening the Sage Within. It's a 6-part class, but he's doing the first 3 to see how people like it, and if they'll like it well enough, he'll come back and do the other 3. This is just a save the date. We'll talk to you in more detail about it next week, but again, it will be the same thing of a community meal at 6 and the program at 7. We're really looking forward to what Patrick has to offer.
Okay, I think that's a signal. I was saying in the earlier service that I probably need to get my Hawaiian outfit and, on a Hulu skirt or whatever to announce this. Well, anyway, the Hawaiian Vacation Raffle is upon us, and it's a 6 days, 5-night affair. That's going to be a Waikiki Resort Marina, and the raffle will include the winner will get airfare for 2, $1,000 cash. You can select your travel dates. This is limited to 110 tickets, and they're going very quickly, so you can get the tickets either in person or by phone. Can't get them online, only in person or by phone. And the drawing will happen whenever all the tickets are sold, and that's going to apparently happen very soon.
So hurry up. So there are many activities that foster transformation here at Spiritual Life Center, and so check out our weekly small groups and our other offerings. You can go to the courtyard, look at the bulletin board, go chat with the ladies at the hub, and of course, you can always go to our website to find out possibly anything you ever needed to know about SLC.
Well, one of the things we do when we come to Spiritual Life Center is connect with people of like minds on the path of their own personal growth and development. And we often come to events to do that, but we don't have to wait for something special to make a connection with someone. We can do so right here and right now. So in a manner that feels comfortable for you, I invite you to just turn to a friend or a neighbor or a friend-to-be and say, "You are marvelous and glad you are here."
And we invite you to stay standing and join us in singing our group song, I Trust in God by Rickie, Byars. Oh, yeah.
much to be thankful and grateful for, especially when we just give our lives over to God. Sing with us. I'm thankful.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. I am one in the spirit all around me. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. And I trust in God. I trust in God. I surrender. I surrender. Yes, I surrender. I am one in the spirit all around me. I surrender. I surrender. Yes, I surrender. I surrender. And I trust in God. I trust in God. Oh, I'm thankful. I'm thankful. So grateful. So grateful. Yes, I am one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. So grateful. I trust in God. I trust in God. I'm thankful. I'm thankful. So grateful. So grateful. Yes, I am one. I am one. I am one. In the spirit all around me. I'm thankful. I'm thankful. So grateful. So grateful. I trust in God. I trust in God. Oh, I trust in God. 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 Oh, I trust in God. I trust in God. I trust in God. I trust in God.
Please be seated.
All right. As we settle into our chairs, let's begin by speaking our vision statement together. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions, weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom. We cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet.
And now, in preparation for meditation, we invite you to take a nice deep breath. Let's settle in, become present. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. Please join us in singing.
I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the
As we move into our time of meditation, let's breathe together. Breathing in and breathing out. Allow the vibration of that beautiful chant to move into the depths of your soul. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory of God. I am. I am. Feel how your entire body responds to this truth. I am. Breathing in and breathing out. Feel your body, your mind, your entire nervous system relaxing, letting go. With each breath, softening. Softening into the allness that you are. Bring your attention to your heart, your beautiful, beautiful heart, and begin breathing through your heart. Your spiritual heart is much bigger than your physical heart. Feel your heart expanding with each breath. And as you breathe, rest here for a moment in the sacred heart space. If thoughts arise, just notice them and let them go. As we notice our thoughts, we realize that we aren't our thoughts. What we really are is what's noticing thought. This quiet presence that thought is happening within. This presence of God that is already awake and aware within you, right here, right now, always fully present. Feel the warm embrace of your Creator, your God. Every cell responds to this love. Every moment we're aware of how loved we are is a holy moment. Moment by moment, we understand that right where we are is holy ground. Holy ground, pregnant with possibilities. And we see these possibilities clearly, God. And we know that with you, all things are possible. All things. When we meet life from this presence that we are. How would your life change if we could meet life from here? How would our world change if we could meet each other from the allness that we are? Presence meeting presence, God meeting God. In every face I see the face of God. I am. centered in your heart, silently say this with me. I am. We are one in God. And how blessed we are to be awakening together, rising together into our fullest expression. I am. As we take a moment in the silence, rest here in the infinite love of your Creator, the infinite love that you are in the silence. With God, we have the faith enough, the strength enough, the courage enough to do those things that are ours to do. In the light, in the love, in the glory of God, I am. Thank you, God. And so it is.
I'd personally like to dedicate this song to my three beautiful children, Aiden, Nathan, and Kayla, who are courageously exploring ancient lands. I am very proud of the men and women that you have become. You will do amazing things. As you listen, perhaps there's a someone's, or even the world at large that you would also like to dedicate this song to. You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings. And with every step you take, bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing.
did it again. I called them the amazing things earlier, doing amazing things. Our Soul Light Connection, thank you all. It is indeed amazing. Amazing to be alive, have life. I was reviewing a study that someone had done years ago. There were some researchers who had hooked up some tape recorders and microphones to some kids that might have been in junior high school or middle school, I think they call it now. And they wanted to see what kind of things they were talking about. And after they compiled all the data, one of the things that came out of it was that they discovered that 75% of the things that they were saying were sometimes negative. They were limiting, critical, sometimes of themselves, sometimes of the people around them. And they decided, well, let's do a similar study with the adults. Maybe they'll be a little better. Came out with the same statistics, like 75% of the information or the words they were using were, negative, little negative self-talk. And when we realized that, all limiting, alternative, negative, or critical self-talk always starts with a thought. It starts with what we're thinking. And every experience in our life affects what we think. The Buddha said something to the effect that we are a product of our thoughts. What we think, we become. And we've heard another phrase that said that thoughts become things. I think put another way, what we put our thoughts and our attention on becomes matter. In other words, what we make matter becomes matter. It becomes our reality. So we may be asking, why does it seem sometimes like when I change my beliefs, at least I think I have, nothing happens? Or sometimes things even get worse. The opposite of what we want takes place. We decide that we will maybe have more abundance, more prosperity in our lives, and then bam, an unexpected bill comes from the homeowners association. You got to pay X thousands of dollars to pay for whatever. Or you decide to be in an extraordinary relationship. That's what you make your decision to do with someone, and things are going well, then bam, all of a sudden you just don't see them anymore. Or why does it seem like the moment I start stepping into the next level of our own beliefs or new beliefs and our transformation, the proverbial you-know-what hits the fan? I don't know if you've ever experienced this. I've assumed some have. You become aware of, or maybe of a limiting belief and what's holding you back. And, you might say, we have a belief that it's hard to make money, and it could be a limiting belief that, I can't trust people, or perhaps it's a belief, I'll never find someone for the rest of my life. It could be a belief that we're not good enough, which seems to run through the human experience. In order to rise above any limited belief, and a belief, I've come to realize, is a decision. A decision. That's the case, then we need to make new decisions. You may ask, well, how is a belief a decision? We talked a little about it in our class this past week. Isn't it just something that I believe to be true? That's why it's a belief. I remember a time I was counseling someone a while back, and they had the belief that they couldn't trust people. And they talked a little bit about the time they were in grade school, and another student didn't show up to meet them at the water fountain at 3 o'clock. I don't know what they were going to do at 3 o'clock at the water fountain, but anyway, that person didn't show up. But in that moment, that person made a decision that people could not be trusted. Now, the belief was not true. Who knows what had happened to the other kid? Maybe he had to go to the doctor. His parents picked him up early or something like that. But at that moment, he made a decision, a limited belief. He let that belief carry over to the other people, other situations that had nothing to do with that person not showing up at 3 o'clock. So if we want to rid, or as I say, crush limited beliefs, we have to make new decisions. And we shared a little bit in the class this week. This is like an abbreviated version. For example, if we talked about the idea if somebody believes that, prosperity is hard to have in our life, that limited belief is a decision. So we need a new decision, a new belief. Yes, abundance is easy to happen. And then we have to look for evidence to support that new decision. Because decisions and beliefs really become stuck when we have an emotional attachment to it. So, you know to have some new evidence that this new belief that abundance is easy to make money, just think about any little thing that supports that, any little bit of evidence. Maybe you sold some Seeds candy and for a fundraiser, and you found out it was easy to sell because you ran across James Trapp and he knows you like chocolate. That's an easy sell. 'Cause I made some money. So money is easy. Or maybe you had a lemonade stand and you had it open that one day and it was hot and everybody that came by bought some lemonade. That's evidence that making money was easy. And so what happens, it reactivates memories and evidence that may have been dormant in our consciousness that money is easy to make. People can't be trusted or they can be trusted. We find evidence of that. Or health and wholeness is normal, and we find all the evidence to support that in our life. There may have been times in our life where you observe evidence of those decisions or those beliefs. I think this is how the mind works. When we have limited beliefs, what's been happening, we've been paying a lot of attention to all the evidence that supports that limited belief. And to get rid or to transcend those limited beliefs, we need to consciously pay attention to all the evidence that demonstrates the opposite of that. If we can make evidence conscious, we'll start to change what's occupying our own awareness, our own consciousness, and activate those memories. And when we do, we begin to prune out and drop the old memories representing limiting beliefs. And now suddenly we'll have thoughts, we'll have ideas, we'll have emotions, and then we'll take action that prove the new belief. It'll prove the belief that prosperity isn't easy. There's always supportive people around me. I am an embodiment of health and wholeness. Yes, abundance will flow. Extraordinary people that support me will show up. And health and wholeness is who I am. We'll begin to feel that within every aspect of our being. I think this is the truth of the universe, the truth of God, because we all are an extension of this one presence, this one power that we call God, we call the universe, we call the Atman presence. This is the truth that's also true about us. Because if it's true about us, it's because we are one with the truth that is there from the presence of God. Now, there's a special tool I want to share that will help us crush those hard to get rid of limiting beliefs. Now, there are a lot of tools, so this is just one. Maybe you just pick up the one that resonates with you, but I'm going to share one a little bit later. And I think it's one of the most useful and powerful affirmations that we can ever have. And it's based upon the idea that there's two states of being. Now, the challenge with both affirmations and positive statements is that someone may give that to us. And they may give us a list of things that we should affirm and that we should believe. And of course, we'll write it down on a piece of paper. We'll put it on our mirror. We'll put it on our dashboard. And we'll yell out, yes, abundance flows through me. I am good enough. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. I'm getting stronger and stronger. And those affirmations are good. Those positive statements are great. And we ought to do that. But often there's a problem. And the problem or the challenge is to install a new belief in a garden of old limiting beliefs is not easy. Just think about it. If you try to plant a very beautiful plant in the middle of a garden of weeds, the weeds will eventually suffocate the new plant. So when we use these wonderful affirmations, we become frustrated perhaps and feel like a failure because we're not able to get those positive words, get those positive affirmations to work. So what do we do? Well, if we plant a beautiful garden, we have to pull up the weeds first. Any gardener will tell you that. And then we have to plant the new plant. In the same way, like I mentioned, we want to start pulling some weeds in our own mind out by going through a process that we talked about in the class called the decision matrix. We have to, first of all, identify the belief, because we can't change a belief if we're not aware of it. We have to identify it first. And then we've got to create a new belief. And then we've got to find some evidence that supports that new belief. And this is an ongoing process. But I discovered that there's a super powerful affirmation. It has to become more accelerative component of a spiritual toolkit. And it starts, of course, by understanding the two states of being. There are two states of being. And I call them the empowered state and the disempowered state. And by states of being, I'm talking about our categories of emotion. In the Course of Miracles, they say there's really two ways of being. You could be in love or you could be in fear. Everything else is kind of offshoot of that. And I find that having two categories really simplifies the broad emotional spectrum that we can experience on a daily basis. I don't know if anybody have ever heard someone ask, how you feeling right now? And sometimes, if I've asked that question, I don't know exactly how I feel at all. Yeah, I told you in the earlier service, I said I used to take some therapy when I was going through my own transformation. It was called Gestalt therapy. And the Gestalt therapy, one of the things that the therapist would say, so that I can remember, this was years ago, he'd bring you in the middle of the room with everybody else around you, and they said, well, how you feeling today? And are you ready to do some work? And sometimes I thought about my feelings. I said, I don't know how I feel, man. I mean, I get so many feelings I'm going through. I don't know if you ever took any one of these courses and they ask you to look on this list of 500 feelings and to pick one, tell you how you feel that day. I don't know. I have no idea how to describe how I feel. But if you ask, does it feel good or does it feel bad? Now, I can usually answer that. So there are two states that fall into those two categories, in that empowering state or disempowering state. The empowering states are one of joy. It's one of peace. It's one of calm. It's one of excitement. It's one of enthusiasm and compassion and passion and empathy, states that feel good. But the disempowering states are states that don't feel good. They're stress and anxiety and anger and jealousy and hopelessness, sometimes depression. So we're always in one state of being or the other. And we're never in two states at the same time. It's like, I would say that it's like if you're trying to be in two states at the same time, it can't really be done. That's like trying to skip and frown at the same time. I don't know if you ever tried to do that. Skip, frown at the same time. See, now we have our actors here demonstrating the impossibility of skipping and frowning at the same time. I've tried it myself. I can't do it. You can only smile when you're skipping. So you can't be in two states at the same time. When we're in an empowering state, we're in a thriving state of mind. We're in a connected state of mind. We're in a dynamic state of being. When in this state of being, you have access to creativity. You have access to intuition, inspiration, and well-being. This is the key, because if you're trying to change in our life, positive change can only take place from an empowered state of being. And if you're trying to achieve a goal, it comes from an empowered state of being. If you're trying to if you're experiencing a problem and you want to overcome it, you'll find a solution and it'll come from an empowered state. But the disempowered state maps out a different energy field. It's fight, flight, freeze, fawn, or whatever F word that comes up that they've come up with now. I don't know what y'all are thinking about. I was talking about frazzled. So understand, from that state of being, you don't have access to innovation. You don't have access to solutions. You don't have access to joy or healing or connection. There's a gentleman named Norman Cousins, and he was an American journalist. He was a professor. He was an activist and advocate for world peace. And he said he came to the point where he was able to cure himself from a fatal disease. And he did so by watching comedy movies. He was suffering from what I understand a rare disease that caused inflammation of his spine, and apparently he was given one chance in 500 or 600 of recovery. And he said after watching a Marx Brothers movie on television, he laughed so hard that he was exhausted, and he slept soundly through the night without medication for the first time in weeks. He then said he began watching these Marx Brothers movies and other comedies whenever he could, and his health dramatically improved. He said he developed his own recovery program, and I believe he did it simply because he was in that empowered state, that empowered energy field. Yes, the doctors and the medicine people, they had their diagnosis. But he acted from an empowered state that included the allness of the presence and the power and the love of God. Yes, the doctors, they had the diagnosis, but God has a prognosis. And that prognosis came from an empowering state that flattened out any limited belief that anything else was possible. So if we want to be more abundant, we have to spend less time in the disempowering state. If you want to heal our body temple, we have to spend less time in the disempowering state. If we want to attract the right and perfect person in a relationship or partnership, we have to have, that be in that empowering and not the disempowering state. I believe that if we want to grow anything, business and organization, we need to identify when we're in a disempowering state and move back into the empowered state, because everything that we want to create is in that empowered state of being. Now, the only thing that determines whether we're in a disempowering state or if we're in an empowered state is not what's happening around us. It's not the experience that we're having. Sometimes someone asked somebody one day, how you doing? And they said, well, I'll tell you after I watch the news today. That's not a good way to determine how you're going to feel for the rest of the day. So understand that it's not the experiences that we have. It's the meaning that we're giving the experience that we're having. It's been said that we, human beings, are meaning-making machines. We make meaning out of circumstances that are inert, that are neutral. They are what they are. But as it says in the book of Genesis, the first chapter, we have the ability to name things. Meaning this, we place with our perception the meaning on things that happen in our life. I had a friend who was sharing a story to me a while back. And he was saying something to the effect that, I remember when the first time I became sad. My father walked out the door and slammed the door, and ever since that time, every time I hear a door slam, I become sad. Because I know that door slamming is about me. Well, it has nothing to do with him. It has nothing to do with what's going on right now. Even that particular day, the wind just blew the door and it slammed. But he put a meaning on that. And that meaning stuck with him for many years. Which brings me to the most used and powerful affirmation that I was talking about. I think, when I find myself in that disempowered state and give meaning to an event or circumstance, and I've created a limited belief that does not serve any purpose, I have to whisper to myself in a very compassionate way, it's not true. Anytime I notice that I'm moving into that disempowered state and I'm interpreting something, I look at myself and I say, oh, it's not true. I look at what I'm thinking. It kind of reminds me, years ago I was co-facilitating a workshop with a friend in the Bahamas, and somewhere in the middle of the workshop, a person just got up and walked out, and I took notice of that. And then, later on, as I was leaving to go back to the hotel, and I'm thinking in my mind, my God, I must have said something to upset that individual. I don't know what I said. I said something that caused them to walk out of the workshop, and oh my God, I said something wrong. I don't know what it was, but I know it had to be something wrong. And so I'm ruminating all in my mind about something that I think happened. And I had to tell myself, wait a minute, I'm making that up. That's not true. I don't worry about coming up with a new belief in that moment. I just say to myself, it's not true. It's not true. How do I know it's not true? Because it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like it's an empowered state. What's true, I don't need to know right at the moment. You know, as it turned out, the next day he came back and he said he heard something that inspired him to get up, leave, and go call his father to forgive him. I think we were talking something about forgiveness, and I was making up a whole story that was not true. I say if we want to change our beliefs, the most important thing to do is not get entangled with the limiting beliefs. Don't get entangled when they come up. Don't indulge the memory, which the limiting belief represents, the memory of the meaning for a past event. We don't want to keep the energy going in that part of our mind. And we can crush limiting beliefs by starting being aware of our thoughts and declaring those thoughts that do not serve us are not true. Now, it doesn't mean that those thoughts are just suddenly going to stop when we start doing this work. You know, we've been building up a certain mindset for a long period of time. I was sharing in this Wednesday service, and I found out one of the congregants was a train operator. I use the analogy that, you ever seen a freight train, and, you have all of these cars behind it, and it's going, and it's going on and on and on. Usually it happens when you come at the train stop and you're in a hurry. That's just exactly when they show up. I don't know how they know that, but anyway, it's coming on and on and on and on. And let's imagine that conductor sees something on the track that he's about to hit down the road, and he pulls the brake. Well, that train is not just going to stop on a dime. It's going to take some effort. It's going to take some time. And that same thing, to reverse our own limited beliefs, takes effort. It takes time. It takes time to instill new decisions. It takes time to instill some new beliefs. But over time, we will erode those limiting beliefs, declaring they are not the truth, and accepting an empowering thought, a God thought, a thought that becomes a predominant part of our thinking, the subjective feeling within our being. And those disempowering thoughts will not stick. They will keep on floating by because we're not interested in them. We're not finding evidence to support them. We're declaring that they are not true. We're not giving them energy. We're only interested in the positive, affirming thoughts of the presence and the power and the love of God, that universal energy, and looking for evidence to support that. And as I come, just to close remarks for the day, I just look at our world today. Look at maybe our country today. We see violence and sometimes raw hate, incendiary words used by people in leadership for personal gain. We see it, yes. It's a fact. It's happening. But it's not the ultimate truth. So we realize that we reframe it, reinterpret it to mean it's a call from a higher self for something new. A new way of thinking, a new perspective, a new leadership, a new energy, a new way of handling conflict, a new way of solving issues that we face. Because we know that the world is made by the strategic conversations that comes from a form of a new way of thinking. Our world is remade first by thinking in terms of God ideas, spiritual ideas, universal values. It is transformed and reformed by the cutting-edge thinking that we are in conversation about on a daily basis. This revelation is that our world is, in that fact, transformed by God thoughts, by the strategic thoughts, and the conversations that we are in. They're remaking our world. Knowing this, we can become history makers by realizing that we are not to be consumers of ideas that come from that low level of consciousness, that disempowered state, in which sometimes we fall prey to from the media and end up thinking things that do not reflect the high prerogative of our spirit, the truth of who we are, or leads us to fall prey to somebody else's agenda. But when we come to the understanding that we are here to catch the truth, catch the inspirational thoughts from on high, to move society forward. When we do, individually and collectively, we no longer allow leaders to stand and catch us with fear and division. Instead, we will catch the consciousness of compassion. We will catch the consciousness of oneness. We will catch the consciousness that we are one interconnected spiritual and human family. And if anyone is lifted up, we are all lifted up. This can only happen as us, as individuals, all of us begin to grow, develop, and unfold to the greatest yet to be. We want to have the thoughts of the master teacher Jesus, or the masters of Buddha or King or Martin Luther King or Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa, the great avatars in history. Or even as a person just next to you that lives in your neighborhood that models these principles, and you can see this person has something special going on with them. We want the high, inspired thoughts that come from that realm of spirit that deals with love, deals with compassion, deals with giving, deals with healing, deals with spiritual transformation. And for that to happen, we must have an upgrade in our own thinking. And when we begin to do that, we will be transforming our lives and our world like never before. This is our commission, this is our charge, and why we are here. Upgrade. Upgrade our own thinking. Upgrade our own being. Upgrade our own way of acting in the world. And we will see how we can be seen when we are at our highest and our best. Peace and blessings. Well, next week we'll have Reverend Deborah who will be here, and she'll be talking about waking up. Wake up. I think we're doing a series now. We are doing a series. I don't think we're doing a series. I know we're doing a series. And it's going to wake up, grow up, clean up, show up. Okay. That's what's happening next week. So that's Reverend Deborah. She'll be here, and we'll have our meditation by Paul Sanchez and the music with Ann Roach and Larry and Lori. They'll be back. The greatest, what do I call you guys? The greatest things? The greatest things. I'm making up stuff now. I'm making up stuff. Yes. What do we call it? The Slice Sisters? Okay. Well, whatever word applies each week, we'll just make them up. If you want some prayer immediately after the service, just look for one of our chaplains. Chaplains are wearing the white stoles. And if you're going through or growing through some experience, they'll help you see it from a higher perspective. And we appreciate the chaplains who are holding that awareness, holding that consciousness, not only for those who they pray with, but also for our community as a whole. And we appreciate what they bring to Spiritual Life Center. For those who are online that are new, would like to connect with Spiritual Life Center in some way, you can do so by filling an online welcome card, and you can go to our website, slcworld.org, click the Connect tab, and it'll give you a form that you can send back to us so we can keep you informed of what's going on. But more importantly, or equally important, we want to acknowledge anyone who is a first-time visitor here at Spiritual Life Center. Just raise your hand. Any first-time visitors? Yeah, you got someone right here. Oh, got a few here. Thank you. Just keep your hand up. Appreciate you all coming today. And we'll give you a card you can fill out if you want to stay in contact with what's happening at Spiritual Life Center. There's a purple ribbon. If you wear that, then you get a special greeting from one of our Spiritual Life Center members or friends. And most importantly, we affirm you, we appreciate you, we see you unfolding into the highest and best that you can, whatever spiritual path you are on, and we're here to help you fulfill that potential that we all have here and when we came into this world. So we appreciate you, and we thank you so much for your presence. For those who are online that like to support Spiritual Life Center with their gift or offering, you can simply text SLC Love to 44321. That's text SLC Love to 44321. Or go to our website, slcworld.org, click the Donate tab, and you can give in other ways, including sending a check by mail. So we appreciate you watching us online and supporting our community in any way that you can with your donation. For those who are here today would like to support us with your gift or offering, you can symbolically raise that gift in your own mind, your own consciousness. And those who have already given, many people here give by mail or electronically on a regular basis, which is a preferred way of supporting our community. But in any way that you give, whether today or through the week or by mail, we appreciate it because we know that whatever we give out, we get to keep in our own way. The energy we get, we keep. That's the way of the universe. So with that awareness, as we're preparing to accept any offerings for today, let's collectively say our offertory blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
Feel free to jump up and start dancing anytime you feel like it. You might want to with this song. You and I, we all are one, made up of the love through all creation. There is an endless supply of the power that brings us here. And when we harness that life, you know that nothing can stop us now. Yeah. And anything can happen right here. So open your heart and start believing. The only limit is your mind. You can have everything. Let's go beyond fantasy, heavenly, 'cause we're living in a world of infinite possibilities. Knowing who we are, spirit of pure divinity, manifesting our dreams. We're stepping into the mystery, 'cause we're living in the world of infinite possibilities. Come on. Step into the limitless who you are. Follow the path that leads to freedom. You only need to let it be. Everything's there within. You know expansion is a natural thing, 'cause we're living in a world of infinite possibilities. Knowing who we are, spirit of pure divinity, manifesting our dreams.
living in a world of infinite possibilities. Thanks for that reminder. There's always something that we can find to answer whatever challenge that we have. We start by blessing those who have blessed us with their gift or offering, knowing that there's a principle that says that we can never outgive the presence and the power and the love of pure spirit. The universe is so vast that no matter how much we give, it's always ready to give us more. And so as we give out, it comes back to us in ways we never imagined, from directions we never thought of, because we are in the flow of a principle that comes directly from the Spirit of the living God. We bless those who have left their prayers in the prayer box this week, recognizing that we all have challenges in our life from time to time. We all have a point where we can't figure out on our own might, our own power. We're fortunate to know that we can lean on a presence that is always for us and never against us, that has always been the same yesterday, today, and forever. It is solid as a rock, and as we make it the activity of our awareness and lowly listen and follow its guidance, then we realize there's always a divine and perfect solution to whatever we're facing in our life. As the scriptural reference says, before they call, I've already answered you. Before we even know what to pray for, before we know what question to ask, the Spirit of the living God has the answer for it because it is the answer. We don't have to wait for it to give us the answer. We just need to connect with that presence and realize that we are always in the answer. So for those who have left their prayers and have some challenges, know that the answer is there right here, right now, waiting to be expressed through and as their life. We may not understand it all, what it all means, but we know that there is nothing wasted in this universe, and there's always something that comes back to us to either and learn from or to enjoy. And so with that awareness, we say thank you, God, for all the answered prayers that are already existing in the mind and the heart of pure spirit. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Let's join in and affirm our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. Let's sing our peace song. Blessings. Have a great week and hang around for some post-service music.